Like, this is not a good cold. It's a dangerous one. It's a dangerous one because it kills the out of old people.
Hello, everybody. My name is Aric Wood, and welcome to AricTalks, the show where I talk about things that are important to me. It is currently 3 o'clock in the morning while I am recording this, and I cannot fall asleep. I've been lying in my bed trying to pull that off, and I've just got this nervous energy that is kind of keeping me awake, and I figured I would turn that nervous energy into something a bit more productive. I got a glass of Irish whiskey, the old Irish whiskey, as well as a larger glass of water to keep me honest while drinking it, to try to, soften my nerves and see if I can't, roll into bed sometime soon. I want to get up reasonably early tomorrow because I'm trying to stay productive in spite of all this coronavirus stuff. And, it's just feels like the world's just having this collective conniption fit. And it's weird because even though I've been experiencing that same kind of anxiety and discomfort that really everyone else has been experiencing, I've also had this weird sense of calm and encouragement come from it. Like I don't know, it's this kind of psychic cleanser. When was the last time you remember everyone in the world feeling anxious about the exact same thing? When was the last time you remember everyone in your town worrying about the exact same thing? I've had so many conversations with complete strangers about the coronavirus, and that's just deeply, deeply interesting to me. Because, I'm a political science major. I study systems and cultures and social contracts. And I've never seen America be quite so on the same wavelength. It's very odd for me. It's exciting, but it's very odd. But yeah, so I'm still anxious in spite of that strange, hopeful feeling that feels so out of place in the midst of all of this. And so I'm having a small drink and staying up late and gonna try to hit the hay soon. But in the meantime, I thought I would turn on my camera for the first time in a while and talk to you on the AricTalks channel. I have been active on other channels. If you want to check out Critically Now, I've been doing a movie review series for quite some time, and that's been a good deal of fun, talking about movies and doing all that sort of thing. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave a link in the description. But today, I wanted to talk about a kind of idea that's been working through me for a while. Like I said, I'm having trouble sleeping tonight on account of some anxiety and worry about the state of the world, about a virus that's come to kill us all, about state governors being able to just declare martial law, seemingly at will. And, just those kind of classic reasons to be paranoid these days. And it was reminding me back at a time when I was going through a equally troubling period for myself personally. It's probably the darkest psychological time I've ever experienced. And it was impossible to explain just everything that I was going through. But, well, I'll just tell you the story. I was going through a lot of difficult things. I was taking a math class for the first time in over 6 years, and that was giving me no shortage of anxiety. I was living alone for the first time in a very long time. I didn't have a roommate. I was in my college dorm, and so I was constantly isolating myself. I had very few real, genuine... I shouldn't say that. I had very few... friends I would consider mine and not a product of an activity I was doing or that sort of thing. I was very bad in the whole friends department. And well, in the midst of all that anxiety and all that fear, I had this dream. And it's hard to call it a dream because I had it while I was awake. And I wrote it down, and basically what the dream was is that I was walking down the street, and suddenly, out of nowhere, a fight broke out in front of me. And on the one side, there was this man who was dressed in white, and he was being attacked by this black panther, just jet black fur. And this panther had been recently declawed, and its paws were bloody and useless. And the man, seeing that his teeth were no match for the panther's teeth, was choking the panther pretty darn aggressively. And the panther, knowing that its claws had been taken away, was just hitting the man like a boxer. And in this dream, I just stood to the side. I didn't involve myself because I couldn't decide which of the two actors was in the right or in the wrong. And after having that dream, the panther followed me into my waking hours. And it haunted me. It really aggressively haunted me. And I began to understand for the first time in my life the idea of the spirit animal. Because it was just this constant companion, just this symbol of something twisted and buried deep inside of me. Well, eventually I broke and I spoke to one of my professors about it. And this professor, who was a man of faith, told me, well, Aric, if we were lazy thinkers, I would tell you that the panther was your sin nature, and the man was your angel, and that you're currently killing the panther, and you should, keep it up, and that you're doing a good job. And, if we were lazy thinkers, I think that would have satisfied me. But my professor continued, and he said, but we are not lazy thinkers, my friend. And he said that he thought that the man represented my civilized nature, and the panther was some deeper, primal, angry part of me that I had been neglecting. And that if I continued to neglect the panther in the way that I was, that the panther would eat me. And more importantly than that, if I continued to neglect the panther in the way that I was, that I would be rejecting a part of myself that God had built into me. Now, you very well might not believe in God. You very well might not be a spiritual person, but I think what my professor was getting at was psychologically sound. See, when I was younger, I tried to kill most of my emotional impulses. I became a strict kind of stoic and tried very hard not to let emotions get the better of me, or not to let, anxiety and fear and all those things control me. But in the process of eliminating anxiety, fear, hatred, anger, I also eliminated joy and love and happiness and contentment. And the neglect of my barbaric emotional side in favor of my civilized stoic side was killing me, and it was destroying me. And I realized that if I was going to survive, I needed to reintegrate my emotional side more properly into my being and behave as an emotional, feeling being. And that's all very well and good. And, it was nice to kind of let go of trying to be a robot, right? But, not being a robot, not being a robot is a pretty tough thing to do, particularly when you think the world's about to end, particularly when everything you see in the news about this virus coming to get you, or if not you, coming to get your elder relatives that you love deeply. And then when that's not haunting you, you look on the news and you see that an executive authority has seemingly unlimited power and is doing precisely what they want without any oversight, without any, checks or balances. As sure as the day is long, you are afraid. But I don't know, maybe there's something good about being afraid. Maybe there's something good about a fearful energy. Maybe there's something good about it. I don't know. I'm trying not to be afraid. What I think is that the whole world is trying to slow down. And in some parts, we're trying to stop completely. And you know what? Good for us. Good for us, because if our anxiety over this virus is causing us to stop and say we need to stay put for a little bit, that might very well be a good thing. And it's a good thing because, who doesn't think that the world has been spinning off its axis lately? Seriously, everyone I talk to, everyone seems to think that the world has gone crazy in the past 5-10 years or so. It's just gotten more and more unstable, more and more crazy, more and more concerning. And, if the whole planet can stop for a second and take a breath, I think that's good for us. I really think that's good for us. But then again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe a slowing down is allowing the panther to eat us. Or maybe slowing down will allow us to tend to the panther that we've been neglecting for so long. I mentioned a little bit ago that after the dream and the panther following me, I began to understand the tradition of the spirit animal, and the spirit animal being a tradition across multiple cultures. And I feel more comfortable saying that now than I did before, because me and the panther, we're friends now. That side of myself that I was trying to kill for so long has now been integrated into me. And it's better. My life is better than it was before. I'm not cured. I'm not, suddenly a flawless human being. But yeah, I meditate on the panther a lot. And I meditate on what the panther did to me and how it changed me. But more than that, I meditate. I think the world is trying really hard to change. I think that the collective unconscious of the human race is really desperate for some reshuffling of the deck. And I don't know if that's a good thing or if that's a bad thing, if that should bring us fear, if that should bring us hope. But I know that the incorrect response is to sit on our hands and just wait. And I think that's why I decided to turn on my camera and I decided to film this, is because I think that I'm supposed to make something. I think I'm supposed to make a video. And maybe tomorrow I'm supposed to make something else. Maybe the day after that I'm supposed to make something else. I think that's what this time is going to be. The joke I've been hearing all over the place is that when Cambridge was shut down on account of the plague, Isaac Newton went home and he discovered gravity. And so if that was Isaac Newton's contribution to the human race, what's your contribution to the human race going to be? How are you going to make the world a better place while you're quarantined? And I've been joking about that with a lot of people, and I've been making that statement. But I think it's time for me to take it seriously, and I think it's time for a lot of us to take it seriously. God, the universe, karma, whatever it is, has struck the earth and told us all, hey, stay in your house, sit still, and think. Okay, I'll stay in my house, I'll sit still, I'll think. But what am I going to think about? I haven't decided yet. But I think it's what I'm supposed to do. I think I'm supposed to sit down and think. And make videos. And write. And I think that's what everyone is supposed to be doing right now. I think everyone is supposed to be sitting down, thinking, writing, making videos, talking to their family, doing little Skype calls to everyone. But yeah, anyway. I've been neglecting this YouTube channel for a while. And since I couldn't sleep, I figured that I wouldn't do that anymore. I wouldn't neglect the channel anymore. So I'm going to post this video. If you like it, leave a like. I might post some more. I might try more of this kind of more relaxed conversational type of video. I might try and up the energy a little bit for the next one. But I think that if I'm going to be trapped for a little bit, I might as well pour my energy into something creative, communicative, and productive. So, yeah. My name is... what was my sign-off? It's been so long since I've done my sign-off. I gotta look that up. Alright, that's what it was. Alright, here we go. Are you ready? You are a beautiful human being. Try to change the world today. And, as always, sincerely yours, Aric Wood. It's a damn good sign-off, I like it. It's catchy. You have a great rest of your day, okay?